Hey Vinyl Community, welcome back to another episode of RB's Vinyl Corner. Actually, it's going to be CD Corner today because I'm going to talk about CDs this time. And the ones I'm going to talk about are the latest releases of Elvis Presley on the Follow That Dream label. And I'm talking about Elvis Lake Tahoe 74 and Elvis The Last Movies. Alright, last week saw the release of two new releases on FTD label. The first one is Elvis Lake Tahoe 74, which is in the 5-inch series, which is another soundboard that this one actually contains two concerts recorded on May 25 and May 26, both dinner shows. And the other one that came out is in the 7-inch series, and it's the last of the soundtracks. In this case, it's The Last Movies, which contains material from the last 3 movies he did. And we're going to get back to this later on. We're going to start with the 5-inch Lake Tahoe 74 release. Now let us take a look at the package first. I don't think this is the best package-wise. Although I think that FTD really improved on the artwork and on the designs of the last couple of FTDs. I think this is a step back. I don't really like this artwork. It really appears to be a cheap thing, quickly put together. But that's a personal opinion. I think there are way more beautiful artwork and designs. The Last Movies, for example, is a little bit better than this one. If you're going to go over the flip side, that's the summation of the songs in the same layout as we come to know for the last couple of releases. Just let us have a look. I don't know if you can see this, what the contents are, but we're going to get back to that soon. The inside, however, has some nice pictures. It's just a little, very little information. That's all there is. But there are some pictures there and some memorabilia. And then, of course, we have the 2 CDs. All right. And then if we're going to take the CDs out, there is more pictures there. So that's pretty okay. Like we are used from FTD. The concerts were recorded during the the May season in Lake Tahoe, and these are both dinner shows. And I got to tell you that period of Elvis, let's say March to June 1974, is really one of my favorites concerning live recordings and live concerts. I think really Elvis was on the edge. He was really sharp. He had a really great voice. He was in good spirits. Some of the concerts that I've heard from these periods are all just great concerts. The March season brought us great releases like, of course, recorded live on stage in Memphis, which is one of the best live albums. And it also has 48 Hours to Memphis. Let's not forget the great concert he did in the Astrodome, which was released on different bootlegs. And I absolutely hope that FTD will also release that in the future. So this is no exception. This is a great concert. Very professional. Elvis was really professional here. It's just, performing all the songs in a quick pace. Not a lot of talking in between the songs, which was so common during the later part of 74, where he started to have those very long monologues. Here he was just very professional. He just went through the set in a decent pace. If we're going to take a look at the songs that appeared here, there are not a lot of big surprises here. It's a little bit a similar set list as what was common in 74. We have a great version of Polk Salad Annie on the dinner show here, and also, by the way, on the dinner show on May 26. A standout song on the May 25 show was I'll Remember You. It's a really beautiful version. Elvis is telling the audience that it's one of his most requested songs, and then he performs it, and it's absolutely almost as great very similar to what he did on Aloha from Hawaii a year earlier. Great version of Heartbreak Hotel and Big Boss Man. So those are some of the standout songs. It's very nice to have You Don't Have to Say You Love Me back on the set here. So that's pretty cool. On the other show, the second disc, he would do Help Me Make It Through the Night and Bridge Over Troubled Water instead of I'll Remember You and Help Me. So, and other than that, it's a very similar set list. Sound-wise, it's pretty good. I think that the last couple of soundboards that came out on the FTD label are actually sounding pretty good. Some of them even came very close to multi-track recordings. I think in the beginning of the show, Elvis's voice was a little bit too much up front in the mix, but as the show progresses, that got solved pretty fast. The sound is pretty good. I think there's not a lot of echo in his voice. It's a pretty dry mix, but I think they did a really good job. And you know, just considering the fact that these are all, you know, soundboard recordings, just one track, considering that, the sound is pretty good. This is actually a very enjoyable listen. There are way worse soundboard recordings than this one. So sound-wise, this is pretty good. It doesn't have the opening. It immediately starts with CC Rider, but other than that, it's just a great release. So this is actually a pretty decent and pretty good release. So this is Lake Tahoe 74. Now let's continue with the other one, which I actually like very, very much. This is Elvis The Last Movies. Just take a look at the package first, because I think it's great. You see that? A thing that I wonder is there is this big picture here with Elvis with a cigar in his mouth. You can see that, right? And in the last vinyl release, I don't know if you remember that, you can watch that on my channel. I was discussing the LP Too Much Monkey Business, and they had this big picture of Elvis on the rear side of the cover, where on the original picture he had a cigar in his mouth, and on that picture on the flip side of the album that just came out a couple of months ago, they photoshopped the cigar out of his mouth. So I was thinking maybe they didn't want Elvis to appear as, you know, as a smoker. Maybe they are a little bit non-supportive of that. So it makes me wonder why they decided to put a picture in front of this one with the cigar. Anyway, it's just something that I was just thinking about. The front cover, really nice. It's a really classic 1960s layout, with most of the time had a picture on one side and on the other side the title of the album. And this house holds 3 soundtracks, by the way: Charo, The Trouble with Girls, and Change of Habit. 3 movies with just very little songs. So they are all here on this album. The flip side, pretty cool picture of Elvis again. And also, I like the layout of this. The songs, just let me shout them out to you: Change of Habit, Rubberneckin, Let's Be Friends, Have a Happy, Let Us Pray, Clean Up Your Own Backyard, Almost, Charo, Let's Forget About the Stars. Those are the songs that the album are focused on. Then we have the movie versions of Swing Down Sweet Chariot. We have Signs of the Zodiac. And then we have a medley here that is called the College Songs Medley. And there are a lot of unreleased snippets of songs in that medley. Far Above Cayuga's Waters, Bula Bula, Dartmouth in Town Again, The Eyes of Texas, On Wisconsin, the Witherspoon song, Fair Harvard, and Notre Dame and Violet. And actually that medley, it's just are very short snippets of those songs in that medley. Then we have a lot of outtakes from just one song, which is Almost. And then we have Let Us Pray, the alternate vocal overdub, which is more like a drier mix. And we have Let Us Pray without the music and vocals only. I just think that there are not a lot of outtakes available of these sessions, because the only outtakes we get here are these outtakes from Almost. So it's just a single disc. But other than that, it's a pretty good release. The sound on this is really good. It's a really good mix. I really enjoyed the sound of this. Now, the great thing here is on the inside. Just watch this. These are all other covers. Cover for Charo. Look at the great picture here. Rubbernecking. which is, by the way, the only song on the soundtracks that was not recorded on specifically for the movies, but was, you know, a song from the Memphis Sessions. Clean up your own backyard. So I really like the layout, and the overall package of this one is really cool. The best thing is the booklet. Let me show you the booklet. The front cover of the booklet could be the cover of a... I'm thinking about if they release this on a vinyl record, then I hope that they're going to use this picture as the cover of a final picture, of the final LP. Just imagine how it would look like if you had this in 12-inch. I think it's great, right? This would be a great album cover. So that's the front part of the booklet. The rear side is a scene from Chains of Habit movie, where Elvis is performing Rubberneckin. Pretty cool, right? And then just let us take a look at the inside. I really love this. Although there's not a lot of stories and lyrics in here, I just enjoy the pictures. I think that's pretty cool. Look at this. The poster for Charo. There's some pictures on the set of Charo. More stuff on Charo. The movie information, release dates. And this is the Trouble with Girls poster. Pictures on the set and behind the scenes. Movie information. There you go. Stuff from Chains of Habit. Movie poster of Chains of Habit, which would become the last movie of Elvis during his lifetime. And that's the booklet, and I really like this one. So it's a great booklet with a great CD. So that basically are the two releases of FTD. Again, we have Elvis The Last Movies on 7-inch package and a 5-inch package for Lake Tahoe 74. And these are the newest. So the other one that's going to be released halfway November, probably halfway November, will be a vinyl edition of Roustabout. And that's one I'm really looking forward to. And as soon as I have it, I'm going to show it you as well. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode of RB's Vinyl Corner.